Mystery Spot Road.
Take the next left onto Mystery Spot Road, then your destination will be on the right.
There it is. All right, get the van parked in the redwoods. Going for our mystery spot tour.
Save time for yourself. A super quick question. How many of us have been here to the mystery spot before? Oh, we got a few hands today. How long ago for you?
2 years.
2 years ago? Okay. Saw some hands over here.
Yeah, 5 years ago.
Maybe 6.
5, 6 years ago? Okay, all right. Anybody else?
Yeah,
No?
my brother, probably.
How long
20
ago
years.
for you?
Yeah.
20 years ago? Okay. Well, I actually do have some pretty good news for everybody that has been here before. Ever since you've last been here to the mystery spot, you're never going to believe this. Absolutely nothing has changed, and the jokes have gotten even worse around here. And now to start things off, if you go ahead and look at that sign right there, it does in fact tell you some history behind the mystery. Although I've never actually read that sign before because it's way too much to read. So if you look over here, I'll go ahead and tell you how this all started. So, in 1939, a man by the name of George Prather wanted to buy the land right down there where our parking lot is from a lumber company so he can build a summer home for him and his wife, which is actually now our gift shop today. Just a fun little fact for you. However, that lumber company did tell Mr. Prather if he wanted that land right down there, he would also have to purchase the hillside that's way up there because this land was a package deal. So given that information, Mr. Prather also wanted to go ahead and build himself a hunting cabin up there on that hillside. But that lumber company did advise against it, telling him anything they built up there on that hillside themselves had always come sliding down. And it seems like Mr. Prather was just a little bit hard at hearing because he went against that advice and built himself a cabin up there anyway. And guess what happened?
It flew away.
It flew away. You could say that. But yeah, it came sliding down that hill. And before that did happen, Mr. Prather noticed some pretty strange things going on around here. So he hired some surveyors to come on out here and scope out the land for him. And the first thing they noticed was how hard of a walk it was up this hill right here because of the rapid incline the further and further you go up towards the cabin. For reference, right over here, it's at about a 3-degree lean. Whenever you make your way all the way to the top, it goes up to an 11-degree lean. And then when you make your way inside the cabin, it goes all the way up to a 17-degree lean. A second thing these surveyors noticed, and was whenever they did walk up this hill right there, all of their compasses were reading completely backwards. South was reading as east, and west was reading as north. And then, there was a third thing they noticed. The mystery spot wasn't this entire property. It was only about 150 feet in diameter. it started between these 2 blocks right here, did a loop behind some of those trees way up there, made its way right behind that cabin up there on that hillside, then continued behind those trees that are just right back there, before eventually splitting through these trees and ending right here once again between these 2 blocks. And the reason we have these is because they indicate where the mystery spot ends and begins. And on this side of this block is where the mystery spot ends. So I'm sorry for everybody over here right now, you might feel pretty ripped off. But on this side of this block is where the mystery spot begins, so congratulations to everybody over here right now. You already might feel a little bit more mysterious than the rest of us over here. And maybe even a little bit lighter. $10 lighter to be exact. And these 2 blocks actually used to be perfectly flat and level in the ground. But as these trees that are just right here began to grow a lot taller, the roots sprouted out and it pushed these 2 blocks right out of the ground, making them unlevel. And our solution to fix that was to go ahead and cut down some trees, make these planks right here, shave down the ends on the top of both planks by just a little bit, so we can make it possible for these 2 blocks to be level again. But I'm sure you all know that here in Santa Cruz, we love our trees, and we would never want to hurt our redwoods. So we took it upon ourselves to drive a few towns down to Monterey and chop down some of their trees. And before I go on to the first demonstration, excuse me, we know what this is, right? It's a level, exactly. And I do have to explain what this level is, even though you already know what it is, I'm sure. I'm sorry about that, but of course, like you said, this is a level, and it helps us know whether a surface is level or not. And there's actually a bubble in there that helps out with that. So whenever I do place this on the ground, and that bubble in there, if it's in between the 2 lines, then that means, of course, it's a level surface. But if that bubble decides to float out outside of either of those lines on either side, then that of course means it's not a level surface. And some people come here assuming that we could have rigged this in some way. Maybe we froze that bubble in the middle. Well, I'll go ahead and prove it right now that this bubble is not frozen in the middle. And let everybody get a good look. Another thing that people might assume about this level right here is we could have shaved down the ends on it by a little bit to make it look like an illusion. And I'm also going to show you how that cannot be possible by taking this level, simply just setting it down. Now, could somebody tell me where that bubble is?
Inside the level.
Inside, in the center, right? Well, now I'm going to go ahead and take this, flip it around, place it right down there on that one, once again. Also dead center, meaning that these 2 planks right here are in fact making these blocks level. And I'm also going to do an experiment which does require 2 people around the same height to come on down here. And you know what? I was actually about to say, I want to pick you and I want to pick you. So come on down. And I want the both of you to stand on the ends of the planks just like a set of skis. Perfect, there we go, just like that. Stand up nice and tall for me. So as you can see right now, it seems like they are best friends because they're seeing things eye to eye and they're about the same exact height. But remember, he is out inside of the mystery spot. He is inside of the mystery spot. So let's see what happens when they switch. And now as you can see, congratulations, you just got taller when you stepped out, but somehow you shrank when you stepped into the mystery spot. And I'm sorry, but if it makes you feel any better, I used to be 5'10" before I started working here. That's what I was going to say. Well, let's give these 2 a round of applause and thank you so much for volunteering. But it's not over yet. We are going to do this one more time. And you know what? I want to pick you, and then I want to pick you. Come on down, and let's do this one more time.
Come on down.
Yeah, same exact thing. Perfect. So now, same thing for the both of them. They're also the same exact height, which is not allowed here, so go ahead and switch spots for me. And remember, he is stepping in the mystery spot and she is stepping out. And you just got a little bit taller, not by much, but you did just donate some of that height to her. You're very nice. And I hope you're both happy. And let's give these 2 a round of applause.
I don't have much to spare.
It's okay.
And now that the first demonstration is over, let me have everybody look at these 3 trees right here. And you'll notice this first one right here, which is growing right outside of the mystery spot. And it's a pretty normal tree. And then the further you go this way, you'll see the second one right here, which is growing right in the middle of the mystery spot. And that's why it's having trouble figuring out where it wants to go. And then look at this third tree right here, and you'll notice that one right there is actually growing right inside of the mystery spot, and it does look normal at first, but go ahead and look at the top, and you'll notice that that tree is also at a 3-degree lean, just like everybody here right now. And speaking of lean, could I have everyone kindly direct their attention right here over to this Life magazine picture? That picture right there was taken in 1948 by Life magazine of this couple demonstrating a 17-degree lean that goes on in the cabin up there. And I know that is pretty interesting, but we did want to do a little bit further research on that picture, and I actually found out something pretty funny about it. And no, it is not about how high that man's pants are. It's actually the name of that woman. Can somebody here tell me what this woman's name is?
Mystery?
It's Audrey.
Mystery? Audrey Hepburn? I mean, it does look like her. But I'll go ahead and tell you that this woman's name right here is actually Eileen. I know, $10 tour, $10 jokes, okay? And they're only gonna go downhill from here. And guess what? We're actually about to make our way up this hill. So start warming your legs up because we're gonna go on a 2-mile long hike up this hill. Let's start making our way.
Wait, people are having problems with this? Okay,
Don't worry, everyone. We only have 1 more mile left to go. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going up this way.
What?
I want you to stop right behind this line. Who found it a little bit hard to walk up? Okay, all right. Well, for everybody I saw that did have their hands raised, I love your honesty. And for those of you I didn't see have your hands raised, we don't appreciate liars at the mystery spot, so you can walk up and down the hill until you do get tired.
There you go.
And the reason it was a little bit hard to walk up this hill is because we believe that the center of the mystery spot is right here at the cabin, which has a very strong gravitational force. So the closer you walk to the cabin, the more it's going to push your shoulders in, push your chest in, and also give you a pretty weird feeling.
I already have.
And before we actually make our way into the cabin, I just want to give everybody here a heads up that you could get lightheaded in there, you might get dizzy, and you could also end up feeling nauseous. But don't worry, it only takes a little bit of time for that feeling to settle in. And if it does get to the point where you start feeling nauseous, please let me know, and I'll walk you to the other side of the cabin where that feeling will start to go away, because we want everybody to enjoy this tour, alright? But other than that, let's go ahead and make our way into this first courtyard, line up along the fences in the shape of a U so we can make room for everybody in here. Everybody in this courtyard right now is leaning. Yes. And it might be a bit hard to see, so what we're going to do to change this is go ahead and face this way and look down towards the parking lot. Now go ahead and look down at your feet, and you'll notice they're in front of you, and we're leaning back. And I actually did have a guy on one of my tours tell me that this was the first time he had seen his feet since college. I know, we're doing miracle work out here, but now let's go ahead and face this way and look up that hillside. And once again, look down, and you'll notice that your feet are in front of, or behind you, and you're leaning back. And since we're standing here, we're going to summon a spirit that's been at the mystery spot for quite some time. I might need you to come up here with me. Just come up here, alright? Stand right here. And now, what we're going to do is go ahead and stick out our right arm, okay? Now, go ahead and slowly raise that hand onto your forehead. Perfect. Now, go ahead and stick out your left arm for me. Alright? And you're slowly going to put it behind your back, just like this. And I want you to really embrace that lean. Because if you can feel that, we just summoned the spirit of Michael Jackson. I know. What a thriller of a joke, right? And if you don't like my jokes, then you can just beat it. So, before I go on to the next demonstration, let me give everybody some more history about this cabin. Whenever it was first built, in 1939, it was about 20 feet up this hillside right here. But 1 year after the cabin was built, there was a landslide that sent it sliding down the hill, and it stopped right here. But now, can anybody tell me why they think this cabin would have stopped right here and not just went further down the hill? Because of that tree? That actually is a really good answer, so I need everybody to give it up for the tree. Because that is the incorrect answer. Remember, Mr. Prather bought this land from a lumber company. And what do lumber companies do? They cut down trees, exactly. And these ones right here are California redwoods, which grow at about 2 to 3 feet per year, making them some of the fastest growing trees on the planet. And these ones right here are 150 feet tall, which makes them 60 years old, while this cabin right here is well over 80 years old. So there's no way these trees could have been here to stop this cabin from going down further, leading us to believe that this is the center of the mystery spot with the strongest gravitational force here. Don't worry, I'm going to show you how strong it is by getting out the next demonstration, but it's a little bit shy, so whenever I do bring it out, I need everybody to get very loud and give it your biggest ooh, followed by an ah. Okay, I'm counting on everybody here today because it's a really good day. Alright? What I have for everyone is the one, the only, the eighth wonder of the world, the Board of Mystery, and the crowd goes ooh. Ah, perfect. We gave our biggest oohs and ahs to a normal piece of wood that we got from Home Depot. Let me go ahead and take it, flip it in the cabin. And now that the plank is sitting right here, let me ask everybody some questions. Who thinks this right here could be the higher side of the plank? Okay, we have one person. Who thinks that the higher side could be in the cabin? Okay, alright, few more people. Who thinks that this plank could be level? Alright, we have a couple people also. Well, if we want to find out, let's go ahead and take this mini level that I do have with me today, and I'm going to just simply set it right down there on the plank. And now, since you're standing right here, where is this bubble floating to?
The right side.
The right,
on the higher side.
this way, right?
Yeah.
Well, this can only do so much, so let me go ahead and bring out my backup, which is actually this billiard ball right here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to set it right down there on the plank. As you can see, that ball's actually not going anywhere, meaning that this right here is level, okay? But remember how I said the gravitational force is in the cabin?
Yeah.
What do you think would happen if I gave it a little bit of a push in the cabin?
It would just roll away.
It would roll up.
Well, let's see. Give it a good push. And as you can see, you are correct. The ball just starts rolling right back up that plank. And let me go ahead and do it one more time. Give it a good push. It's okay. And if it gets stuck, don't worry. You help it out. And it rolls right back up every single time. And I'm sure everybody here is thinking there could be some sort of magnet in that plank. There could be something at the bottom that's pushing it back up. Or there even could be a magic hamster in here named Greg. And I promise you there's not. Can you take this, shake it up to your ear? Tell me if there's anything in there.
There's nothing.
There's nothing in there, right? Well, now it's your turn. Do the same thing. There's nothing in there, right? All right, well, we know that this can't be rigged, so let's take this plank right here, flip it around, put it right back in the cabin. I'll put it all the way up here this time, give it a good push. And as you can see, no matter where it goes, it wants to roll right back up that plank every single time. And if that wasn't mysterious enough for you, don't worry, because we're actually about to make our way in the cabin. But remember what I was saying, you can get very lightheaded and dizzy in here. There's actually handrails in here, but please leave them for people that need them.
That's really cool. Kevin's.
My body wants to slide, but it's not letting me. Oh my God. Can I stand on the wall?
We gotta get in, Bob.
Oh, I'll show you, don't worry.
Stand on the wall. My body wants to slide.
which way.
Stand up straight. No, I'm kidding.
This is sliding even more.
The reason for that is because remember, out there we were at an 11 degree lean, and now that we're in the cabin, we're at a 17 degree lean. And I want to show you something pretty cool with it by making my way over here. And if you notice, there's actually a set of pull-up bars right here. Let me go ahead and do a set of pull-ups for everyone, and let's see what happens.
What's happening?
You got it. Now, as you can see, no matter if you're in the air or on the ground, you're still just going to be at that 17 degree lean. And I have a few more demonstrations in here, so let's go ahead and make our way over here. I'm going to show you these demonstrations. Oh no, I can't stop today. For the sake of time, I'll probably have to go ahead and get started already, but that's okay. And I'm sure you're looking at this right here, which is a 32-pound pendulum ball. And a pendulum ball is supposed to swing evenly side to side, but this one can't because of the gravitational force I was telling you about. And for example, whenever I push it up towards the cabin, the gravitational force wants to go against me, and I can feel that full 32-pound force trying to push me the other way. And whenever I let it go, it's no longer there. So let me go ahead and push it up one more time and let this go. And as you can see, there you go. It has an uneven swing because of that gravitational force, naturally pushing it back down that way much easier.
You got it?
And now, if you make your way right here, you can impress everybody you know by doing the world's easiest push-ups. And I'll prove it.
Oh, I love it.
That's awesome.
I didn't forget what you asked. You asked if you're able to climb up the walls in here, and you actually can. Let me show you. If you grab onto this beam, you can actually just start climbing up the walls in here. But other than that, everybody has a few minutes in here for pictures and videos. I'll let you know when we need to move to that courtyard right there. Other than that, you're free to do whatever you want in here. Just please be safe.
Do a push-up.
Where?
There we go.
Push up. Push up. Woo! Yeah!
Oh, that was good.
It's terrible.
Come on, you got this. You got this. Be the wall. See the wall. There you go.
There we go.
Perfect.
Side the cabinet. You'll know the double on the other side.
King of the world.
Waiting for the move.
How are we feeling right now?
Better now.
Feeling better now? Yeah. Good, good. Well, if you look right here at this bench right here was built for people who felt a little bit too dizzy in the cabin and just needed a place outside to sit down where that feeling will start to go away. But as you can see, this is not a very great bench in any way. However, there are some cool things going on with it. And before we find out what they are, let me ask some more questions. Who thinks this right here could be the higher side of the bench? Okay, no one, that's all right. Oh no, I saw you raise your hand.
Bugs.
Who thinks that the higher side of the bench could be over there? Nope. Okay, we have 3 hands. Who thinks that this bench could be level? All right, that's where most of our hands are raised. And what we're going to do to find out is go ahead and take this mini level one more time, set it down. Now, would somebody like to tell me where this bubble is?
That way.
It's going this way? Well, guess what that could mean if the bubble is going that way? That's actually the higher side of the bench over there, and this right here is the lower side of the bench. And if you don't believe me, let me take that billiard ball one more time. Excuse me, so sorry. I'm going to make my way over here, and I'm going to place this down on the end of the bench, and simply just watch it roll right back up. And I'll go ahead and I'll do it one more time. And same thing, it's just going to roll right back up every single time. Okay, and if that wasn't convincing enough for you, don't worry, because we're going to do an experiment, which means I need some volunteers to come down here, starting with somebody who's about 6 feet tall. How tall are you? 6'2". Perfect, come on down. Stand right here on the end of the bench for me. And actually, how tall are you? Perfect, come on down. Scoot over a little bit if you don't mind. We're going to have him stand right there. And now, how tall are you?
5'10".
Perfect. Come on down. Oh, we're going to fill this whole bench actually. If you're like scooting right next to him. Oh, no. You're going to stand next to him. Okay. We're going to do tallest to shortest going all the way that way. Okay. Now, do we have somebody who's about 5'9"? Your real height, not your Tinder height. How tall are you? Perfect. Come on down. Stand right there on the end of the bench. And now, do we have somebody who's about 5'8"? Come on down, stand right there, and we're almost done.
He was 5'9" at the beginning.
Before I started working here. But now, as you can see, everybody, we just made an AT&T Wi-Fi bar on the bench. But that's actually not the interesting thing going on right now. If you look, he just walked up the bench, and he actually shrank. But you just walked down the bench and got much taller. How does it feel to now be about 6'8"? Feels good. I love to hear it, but I am going to have to shrink you back down because I want you two on the ends to go ahead and switch places, and you'll see exactly what I mean. He is walking down the bench, but he is now about 6'4". You just walk down the bench or up the bench, and you're now back to 6'4".
Finally tall.
And it's leveling out a little bit, so what I'm going to do to finish this is also have you two go ahead and switch places for me. And if you need something to do, just spin in a circle. So now as you can see, I don't know what happened with you, but everybody else is about 6'4" on this bench. So congratulations. Okay. And some people think it could be an illusion because of this roof line behind them and the way it's lined up with this bench right here. And I'm also going to show you how that cannot be possible, okay? But before I do so, everybody on the bench right here is going to do a balance test. All right, go ahead, take your hand, place it right here. Okay. Now go ahead and look at the floor and slowly bend down as far as you can. Okay, all right, everybody, let's give them a round of applause. I really do appreciate it, and you all can now go back up with the rest of the group. But thank you so much. There we go. Take your time. Don't worry. All right. So now, what I'm going to have her do, so she can't see this roof line right here, is cover this side of her face with both hands. Perfect. She can't see that roof line anymore, and I'm going to take this level right here, simply place it on the fence, and whenever this rises right to the middle of your eyes, I want you to roar really loud like a lion.
Roar.
Perfect, there we go. Now, go ahead and uncover your face, walk up this bench, and let's see if you were right. Remember, she said this went right to her eye level.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow, that's right there.
But as you can see, this is actually right on the top of your head, meaning you did just shrink by about 2 inches, even though you walked up the bench. And that does prove that this cannot be an illusion, because she wasn't able to see that roof line and was only focused on this level right here, and it still ended up right on the top of her head. And I'm so sorry, but let's at least give her a round of applause for being a great volunteer.
That's a really great roar.
But it's not over yet. There is one more part of the tour. It's going to be right down there. But before we come on down here, and you two are actually already standing right here, so come on down. And I want one of you to stand on this end, and then you come and stand on this end. All right. So now, I know it's not hard to see, but can you tell me who is taller? All right. She's taller, right? Tell me when this gets to your eye level. If you look right now, your eye level is about maybe 2 inches above her head. And don't worry, we're going to change that by having you two go ahead and fight! Okay. Switch places, okay? And congratulations, you're now the taller one. I hope you feel happy about that. But as for you, she did just steal that height from you. You can probably buy it back in the gift shop, but there's no promises there. And in the meantime, let's give these two a round of applause for being great volunteers. And we're going to do this one more time, okay? I need 2 more volunteers, and guess who I'm going to pick? You already see me looking at you. Come on down.
Yeah. Wow.
And let's do this just one more time. All right, this one's a little bit better. Can you tell me who's taller? All right, he's taller. Same thing, tell me when this gets to your eye level. If you look right now, his eye level is actually just right at the top of her head, meaning he's not that much taller, but we're also going to have you switch spots and change this. And there you go. I hope you have an amazing day for the new height change. But I hope your day gets a lot better because you're going to shrink. I'm so sorry. But now let's give all 3 of our great volunteers a very big round of applause. I really do appreciate it. And now, but there are some theories as to what could be going on around here. And before I actually tell you, I need everybody to put their hands together. All right? And let's start rubbing our hands. The first theory is that there's a hole in the ozone layer, which is sending down light refraction, and it's making everything here just a little bit off balance. The second theory is that there could be a pool of magma under the Earth's surface spinning against our Earth's rotation, causing the gravitational force to go on around here, all right? And the third and final theory is that a long time ago, a bunch of aliens crash landed here on Earth, and they had no choice but to build a cabin on a hillside. And they had to disguise themselves as people somehow, so they started wearing black shirts and green cargo pants. And not only did they want to survive, they wanted to rebuild their spaceship. So they started charging people $10 to go on a tour of their cabin just to make them say ooh and ah at a piece of wood for no reason. And they also made people rub their hands together for no apparent reason. And now, That is the end of the tour, but before I let everyone go, I have a gift for everybody here, but I don't want you to see it before I give it to you, which means I need everybody here to go ahead and turn around. So, I see you peeking. So, what I have for everybody is yellow, sticky, and local here to Santa Cruz. So let's go ahead and turn around for our mystery spot bumper sticker. The exact same ones you see on the back of every Subaru Outback. But, other than that, if you enjoyed this tour, my name is Jordan. If for whatever reason you did not enjoy your tour and you have complaints about me, my name is Alyssa. But other than that, I want everybody to please have a great rest of their day. Enjoy the sun while it's still out, and grab yourself some stickers on the way down. Thank you so much for coming out. You're very welcome.
I have a sticker like everybody else.
Give it to your brother.
Sounds easy.
Oh, give it to no.
No wonder everybody has stickers. They give them away for free. So we just finished our tour at the mystery spot, which was super cool. Interesting, fun. So if you're in Santa Cruz, California, this is a cool place to come and visit. It takes about 45 minutes for the tour, so not a big time crunch. Anyway, take in the redwoods while you're here. Thanks for watching.